All right, I want to welcome you to Ghost Town in the Sky in Maggie Valley, North Carolina, and to let you know we are up here with the owner's permission to videotape what is left of this park after years of sitting here vacant and neglect. Now it was opened in 2014, and it was actually profitable that year. But the previous several years were not, and it's been closed ever since. So we're on the level 2, which is behind the gates, and you are seeing actual raw footage that people are not getting with drones. So that right there is the merry-go-round, or what's left of it. And then that is the canyon canoes, the old shooting gallery, and the sky fighters. That building right there was the maintenance and carpenter's shed, and there's also an apartment in that building which the security guy would stay in. This building over here is where you would purchase snacks and catch the bus. This is the bus stop to get up to the 3rd level, which is the western town. And we'll go over to the chairlift. Now, Ghost Town opened in 1961. A man named R.B. Coburn built it. He raised $1 million selling... What the heck is that? I don't know what that is, but I don't want to go near it. Selling bonds, venture bonds, and that was enough to build the park. And then each year that he opened, prior to opening, he borrowed $1 million and used that to operate the park, and then he paid it back from the profits. This is the Red Devil Ghost roller coaster, which is yellow now. And then down there is the old Heritage Restaurant, the original museum, and a couple of gaming garages. All those buildings down there are vacant now. So I am going to take you over to the edge so you can get an idea of what it looks like to be up top where the chairlift. This is called the bull wheel of the chairlift, where the chairlift ends. This is the original loading and unloading docks for the incline, which was 2 trains that went up and down the mountain carrying people who didn't want to ride the chairlift. The incline is now gone. So there's Maggie down there. We'll zoom in a little bit. Just give you an idea of how high up you are. And here's the chairlift. The chairlift has 107 chairs, and it is the largest chairlift on the East Coast. It carries, I think, 1,222 people per hour up in the park. And during the heyday of the park, this park did approximately 15,000 people a day. The last year that it was opened, it did about 2,000 people. So, if you'll look up top, way up there, you will see the western town, which is we're going to go to. And there's the loading dock for the roller coaster, which we will stop at. And that is the haunted house, which we will stop at. Okay, we are back from our last shot. We are now at the entrance to the roller coaster, the Red Devil roller coaster. Later it was renamed the Cliffhanger. And this is where they sold tickets and drinks and little gifts and shirts, lots of shirts. And then back behind these gates, this was the maintenance and tool sheds for maintaining the roller coaster. Again, everything is still in here. And do not be surprised if we see a bear, because they're up here. But you can see the cars. And guests would load up these stairs, clearly not wheelchair accessible. And there you go. Here's a picture moment. Okay. So they would come up here. There's the tracks for this. I feel like I'm in an abandoned Disney World. And if you look, down there is where the chairlift is, where we took you for the first time. So we are quite a ways up here. And we're about to go even higher, because that up there is where we're headed. So there is also several houses that belong to the park property. There's the comptroller house. There is the owner, the current owner, was friends with Stella Parton, so there's a house she would stay in. Stella's Dolly Parton's sister, and that's called Stella's house, and that is down at the entrance. And then the owner's son had a house, which is we call David's house. And then there's the owner, R.B. Coburn's mansion. Now, the mansion, some say is haunted. I don't really know. But later on, in another video, we are actually going to take you inside that mansion and show you what a lot of money builds. Because it is a beautiful house with stone fireplaces and views, unbelievable views. So we're not going to go inside this because this is kind of poorly put together. It's just a bunch of little scary booths, really made with the junk left over from the park, so it's not that exciting. But this was the haunted house. It was called the House of Terror, and I'm hearing noises in there right now, so let's hope that there's not an animal in there, because it is nothing for elk to come right up and walk right by you. So, alright, let's travel up to the third level. Okay, we are now on the third level. This is the bus depot where the buses would come up the main road, this road right here, and drop off the guests. Give you an idea, there's the road, quite steep to take passenger buses up. And they would come up to the trading post and get something to drink, and again, another gift shop. And then the Silver Dollars casino games were over there where the kids could play games. This building back here was Custard's Last Stand. It was an ice cream and hot dogs and stuff like that. This building's in really poor condition. It has been left vacant. And this actually came out of the old-time photo, so the fact that somebody brought it down here, I don't understand why they would do that. But if you look at the inside, this building has certainly seen better days. Now, back in the 2000s, there was a mudslide or a mountain slide, and this whole area here washed down the mountain. They had to evacuate homes, and it was quite a mess. The park had to stay closed, and if you'll look, all of this washed down into the valley. Now that down there, to get you a little better look, that is Maggie Valley. You can see the stomping grounds and Market Square. And then way over there is that body of water. That's Lake Junaluska. I mean, absolutely beautiful views, which brought people really from all over to see this place. Now up there, there's the kiddie coaster. The only thing that's in that building up there, those are completely empty buildings. The drop tower's up there, so I guess we'll go up there afterwards. So coming back this way, going over by the casino games, Golden Spur games, they're called. You would not believe the noises you hear up here. Well, they broke into the back of the trading post, which is still filled with merchandise. Stupid people do that. And they got into these garages. These are the old games. So there's the train. I actually could unlock this if I can't see in. There's a horse. Anyways, so we come up here, and this is where all the restaurants and shows and everything took place up here. So there's the train. That train would go around the entire western town, all the way down, all the way around. And then this was the silver dollar. No, this was the stagecoach. Here's the train station. With a coffin. Don't really know why. But we're going to close that. And then here is, somebody's been staying in here because there's boots. This is the schoolhouse. The kids sitting there waiting for school, which will never come. And there's the Stagecoach Restaurant. This was the old-time photos. I mean, it's just a shame that it's in this condition. That up there is actually an apartment and a changing room where the gunfighters would change. And then they have broke out all of the windows. This is the Stagecoach Restaurant. Now, this was one of the main restaurants that served burgers and fries and all the regular kind of fare kind of foods. People would come in here. There was a waiting area. You could watch them cook the food. And then they would enjoy their lunch. This was a very busy restaurant. Very, very busy restaurant. And now it's just destroyed. This is such a shame that people would come up here and do this. So that building right there is the pizza place. That's where you would go in and buy hand-tossed pizza. That's nothing up there. There was a mannequin in that window, and she's gone, so I don't know what happened to her. So they were using the pizza place for storage while they were renovating. This place was turning into a village and was actually 100% leased. But then the owner decided she wanted to do something different. So this has been sitting up here like this for years. And then this was Diamond Lil's, which was a gift shop. I mean, every single door is open up here. This is ridiculous. So clearly they're taking pictures and storing them over here. I don't know why they would be doing that, but this is not where I would leave them. The problem is animals get in here. And then this was the general store. And and this was being renovated into something else. There's Ghost Town Ponchos. This was the old employee cafeteria back here. This wall has been removed, but this is where the employees used to eat. And then the general store, all this merchandise, because this was broken into so many times, all the merchandise was moved down to the first level where it still sits today. So this is an absolute shame that it looks like this. Okay, and then over here is the silver dollar. Now the silver dollar, remember we are up here with permission from the owner, so please do not attempt to come up here and go in these buildings because you will get in trouble. So this is the silver dollar. I mean, this building is spectacular. And the shows that they put on in here were just unbelievable. I cannot believe, look at how they broke the glass. That is just horrible. This makes me sick. Absolutely no need to do that. The curtains are all still hanging. So, if you'll look at that backdrop right there, I'll give you some history on that. That is actual oil painting on canvas. And that was done by the famous painter who did all of the big signs for all of the traveling circuses and everything. So that is worth a lot of money. So there's also an upstairs. There's nothing up there but seating. At least the chandeliers are all still hanging in here. So, but with the amount of broken glass and windows, these are clothes from the old-time photo. So obviously kids got into them and brought them in here. My guess is they got in them and then acted like they were on stage like idiots. So, shut this door. And then over here, it used to be where the building was on fire. And this fire truck was being set up because they were going to keep the building burning. And this fire was going to throw water on it. It was a pretty good idea, but it didn't finish. And then back here is the old Blacksmith Shop. There's the Hearst, the ghost town Hearst. That is probably the most valuable thing up here. So they are very lucky that it's sitting here and it's not ruined. And here is the old, I forget what you call these things. It'll come to me. There you go. These are at least undercover, so that's good. There's the blacksmith shop over there. Long since deserted. So, now if you look, there are footprints in the snow, which means somebody has just been up here. And they could be up here right now. So there's the Ghost Town Bank. And the Ghost Town Bank has been broken into. And it's pretty much empty now. So, and then right here is the Fudge Shop. There's nothing in the Fudge Shop, just some old restaurant equipment. And then over there is this is the game room for the kids to be able to play video games, but they were the old video games. And of course there's a horse in here. The horse is just hanging around. But all the games are in here. Somebody has dumped a 5-gallon bucket of paint out. They've kind of left this building alone, but there's not really much value to these games. So, and if you look, most of the ceilings in these buildings are all leaking water. Now, I didn't bring lights, but if you go into the back offices, it's like a rainfall in there. So, this is the Red Dog Saloon. Again, with broken windows. But this is where they would do music and shows and all kinds of stuff. Kids have come in here and thrown stuff around. Broken out more windows. There's a pretzel maker over there. And again, the back bar's been broke. This is just horrible. Look at the cash register. If people had left this alone with the right marketing and promotion, and at least stood a chance. But now it's going to take a lot of money to get this thing going. So this is the ice cream store. Again, there's nothing in there, just ice cream equipment. If you want to see in. And coming down this way, there's the restrooms. Now, to give you an idea, this is the Western Town. Now, here it is, 2018. This is the latest video showing the condition of what Ghost Town is now. And here are some more footprints. So, and it just snowed, so somebody has been up here. So now we have the church. They used to play really good music and get some good singing going in here. So, and you know, they have not touched the church, so good for them on that. But the church is decaying. It actually is filled with termites. But that was the old amphitheater. And again, you're looking down at the roller coaster, and that building down there is maintenance shed, where they would take care of the rides and the trains and stuff like that. So, wow, this is an old organ. Very nice. These are probably some of the final pictures you're going to see of this park because, well, let me just say, it isn't going to stay like this. So, those are the old water tanks. They used to haul water up here when the wells went dry, and that's how they supplied the water, which caused a lot of times running out of water, and the restrooms wouldn't work. And so if you'll look again, you see Maggie Valley in the winter. Beautiful views. So this is the gunsmith shop, which is just a facade. There's nothing there. Same with the doctor's office. It's just a facade. There are water tanks behind these buildings. And then this is the Ghost Town Apothecary. This is... I'm amazed actually that this is all still here, but there is glass over the windows, over these bottles. So this one's in good shape, but we're going to close this door, so hopefully nobody will bother it. And then this is the Undertaker's place. You can see where the mice have lived. He's been here for a long time. But the details that they did when they put this together was quite amazing. They used to keep their shoes and sell the shoes. These are some restaurant tables. Back here is the old offices. You can't really see in there, but that's where they used to do all the counting of the money. And then through that door is where the sound system was, where they played all the Western music. Try to close this door the best we can. Okay. And this was the manager's office, which there's nothing in there. And then we're back to the middle of Western Town where the see, somebody was here. Where the silver dollar is. And then if you look in here, this is the jail, which is untouched, which is terrific. So there are a few buildings that have not sustained damage, but most of them are in very poor shape. This is the Barber Shop. I don't know how they managed to break those windows. They must have shot something in here. Gosh, this door goes upstairs and leads to the changing rooms for the Can-Can girls. They used to dance. So you are getting a first look at Ghost Town as it sits in the beginning of 2018, abandoned and left to be taken back by nature. At least for now. That will not always be the way. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up to those rides up there. But there is the western town from this view. Sitting vacant and rotting. You know, the bell still works on this. This train, I have no doubt, will run again somewhere. So, all right, so we're going to close this out and I'm going to take you up. Okay, we're now on the top. Over there you can see the western town. There's the kiddie coaster. It actually is sitting complete. And over here you will be able to get just breathtaking views of the valley. Look at that. Wow. And the roof is off that building. There's one of the original buses that they used to use. There's one of the ice machine rooms broken into. That is how they used to transport the guests that came to Ghost Town, is on buses just like that one. This is the music hall. This is where they played live music, and bigger name, more famous people would come here and play in this area. We are a mile high in the sky right now, so the wind is very strong. So, and if I haven't said it yet, please subscribe to our channel and watch more really cool videos like this that we've already taken that we need to edit. These were called the Critters. This was like Chuck E. Cheese, where they would play mechanical music and dance. And they've just been sitting here now for a long time. There's a toy gun out of the gift shop. This was a little barbecue restaurant on the end. They could sit in there if it was raining. There were restrooms. And then the barbecue restaurant was in here, which is, everything's been taken out. Again, more broken windows. I don't know why they do that. So R.B. Coburn, back in the, I think it was the 80s, don't quote me, but he sold this park, made some good money when it was doing really well, and then people took it over, and then he took it back. He actually purchased it back, and by then he had lost his love for it, and it fell into disrepair, and the numbers continued to decline until he finally closed it, where it sat for several years. And then a group out of Florida came in and bought it and got $22 million worth of government help to rebuild it, and ran it for a very short period of time and left it. And then the current owner purchased it off the auction block. So here's one of the rides, sitting here, deteriorating. Looks like Chernobyl here. There's the powers. So the swings were over here. The swings actually got sold, and they are running and working in an amusement park in Canada this very day. So the swings will continue to live on. The drop tower won't. This drop tower is a one-of-a-kind ride. It came out of a park called Libertyland. Okay, we are now back in the car, and I am going to take you as steadily as I can on all the roads where the buses would go. And we're going to go down to the very bottom of the second level, and you will be able to see the mansion. And then I'll do a second video on the interior of the mansion, because it's a beautiful house. So the buses would travel down this road, and I'll tell you, it was quite a feat to actually build this. When you really think about it, they took the top of the mountain off completely and moved it to lower levels to give you flat areas. So it's pretty amazing what they were able to do. A little history on the road, and this is just from people that have been in the area a long time. So the owner of the park, R.B. Coburn, and some state officials had a poker game. This used to be a dirt road coming up to the park all the way from Soco Road, or gravel road. And they made a bet that whoever won the poker game would blacktop Rich Cove Road from the bottom all the way to the back entrance of Ghost Town. And the state lost. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I will tell you that the road is blacktopped, and the state comes in and maintains it, and they even salted it this morning, so they're continuing to maintain it. Here we are by the Cliffhanger, which is the old Red Devil roller coaster, and we're back going towards the second level, which is where people would catch the buses to go up to the third level. They would also disembark off of the chairlift. and I'll take you down to Heritage Town Square. Now Heritage, this is where, this was a really good restaurant. But the museum was here, and the games were here, the shooting galleries were here, and you could watch the roller coaster right up close, which I don't believe you could do that anymore. So, this is one of the original trains to the incline. The incline is long gone now. It had no rollback brakes, so they were unable to use it. And I'll tell you, if you're afraid of driving up steep hills, you probably wouldn't want to drive around here. There is the mansion. We call it the mansion. I mean, there's bigger houses in the area, but that building straight in front of us is a guest cottage where friends of the owner could stay. He kept his cars right in there. And this is his house. So stay tuned. Like the video, please. Subscribe. Please subscribe to our channel so we can get it to grow. And watch. If you ring the little bell, we'll notify you on when we put together the inside of R.B. Coburn's mansion, the founder of Ghost Town in the Sky, left sitting vacant for years and years. So with that, I bid you a fond farewell. So I've decided I'm going to extend this video and at least give you a little hint of what this house is like. So we won't go inside, but we'll show you some of it. So this was his door, and that was the living room. This is like a little teaser for our next video. Here he had a patio, and this patio overlooked the chairlift, so he could sit out here, relax, and enjoy the labors of his hard work. There's the chairlift, and there's the drop off. It is amazing that somebody did this much. I mean, it's just incredible. Again, we're a mile high in the air, so you'll have to forgive the sounds of the wind. So this is the family room. Kind of hard to see. I actually forgot the keys. There you go. And his dining room. Now things have been said, like that picture over there was up on the wall. Things move around here. One day they're in one room, the next day they're in another. It's really strange. There you go. Shows his living room. Beautiful stone fireplace. kitchen. And he had unbelievable views. This was all cut back. It's all since grown, but he had views of the entire valley. This side, that wing over there, was his office where he ran the entire park. Big support walls holding up this. This house is actually starting to slide down the mountain. There are cracks inside, but again, it's because it hasn't been maintained. It needs so much work. Railings are falling down and broken windows. Only one broken window in this house, but that's because most people don't know where this house is. If they knew it was here, it probably would have sustained much more damage than it has. But because it's in the location it's at, a lot of people are not even aware that it's here. There's this living room. Upstairs, there was talk of making this building a bed and breakfast because it's just beautiful up there. I don't know that I want to do these stairs 10 times a day, but now the other houses are down over the hill. So this is actually 2 units. The door on the left is a little 1-bedroom apartment which currently holds the furnishings of a motel that burned down called the Sweetbriar Motel in Maggie Valley. Everything from inside that motel is inside this building. And then that's a 2-bedroom apartment over there that was for guests that would come and visit him. So alright, so I want to thank you and again ask you please subscribe to our channel so we can watch it grow together, and watch for our next videos. We'd really appreciate it. Again, thank you, and we're out.